Video walk on Heartland Mallard. We'll start in the back. See up there, we are pre-wired for a backup camera. This does not have a backup camera, but you are pre-wired for one. It does use power off those marker lights up there. So the running lights on your tow vehicle need to be on for the camera to be operational. Do have a shower outside with both hot and cold. This does come out quite a ways. And you can hook it to here if you like. City water connection. That's where you're going to hook your water up to run city water. You won't need your pump if that were the case. You need your pump on the freshwater. We'll show you that. Bumper caps, these bad boys come off. That's going to be the perfect spot to store your sewer hose. These do not come with sewer hose. That's going to be a separate purchase. 50 amp show cord. This is your show cord. You will find it in either this compartment or the one all the way up front. You see quite how long it is. It's kind of all wrapped up right here. Water heater, super simple. It's all set up for you folks to use it. All you gotta do is hook up water to it. So as you hook up water to it, whether it be from your fresh tank via your pump or city water, it's gonna start filling. Once it's full, you'll be able to kick it on. We'll show you the controls for that once we go into the inside. Definitely recommend draining it after every trip. You don't want it sitting half full of water. So to drain it, you're gonna open up your pressure relief. Is there still a little water left in there? Actually, there might be some water still in there, so we'll see. Yep. You do that. That'll drain your pressure. We'll make sure all the rest of the water gets drained out. Once that stops squirting out, snap that closed. If you still had water hooked up and turn on, this will keep spraying water, so turn your water off first. Once you relieve the pressure, you're good to take this plug out. 15/16 is the socket size, that's what I use. Definitely recommend making sure you clean back in here and in there quite often. Every changing of the season 4 times a year is my recommendation. Right here for gray tank 2, it is most likely a galley tank. The kitchen sink. That's usually what that is when it's for. And here, more storage here with a light. Sewer connection up here is going to be your main sewer connection. So your one on your left is your gray tank. The one on your right is your black tank. Definitely recommend making sure those handles are closed before you take that cap off. And then I always do black tank first, let that get drained, and then I'll do the gray tank. So it'll flush the black tank water out of the hose. Moving along. Lots of good information here. You have your VIN, which is right here, model number M312 Mallard. Gross vehicle weight rating, cargo carrying capacity, weight with freshwater fill, most important, 80 psi. Tires were checked and they're at 80 psi. Before you guys take this on any trip, before you guys travel with us, I definitely recommend checking your tire pressures. Nice pass-through storage here. You see you have a backup crank over there. That is going to be for your stabilizer jacks. I will show you that on the other side once we get there. Group 24 RV Marine Gray battery. Brand new battery. In the winter, I recommend taking this battery out, storing it somewhere a lot warmer. Garage, basement, shed, anywhere than just being sat out in the cold all winter long. It's going to be a couple weeks between trips. Definitely recommend using your battery disconnect. So if you go like this, let's disconnect the battery. You can see where that's lined up right there, how that's red, and that little notch right here. And then when you were to rotate it, that's green. Green means the battery is connected. If you do have this plugged in during storage, because it does charge when it's plugged in, so if you have the ability to plug it in during storage, make sure your battery is connected like it is. Otherwise, as you see, the charge won't reach the battery. We're here, you're pre-wired for solar. It doesn't have the solar kit or anything, but you're pre-wired for it. You have to buy the kit that goes to that. You don't necessarily have to take these covers off every time. You can get to your propane from this top cover here. It is easier to demonstrate with them both off, with it off. Make sure these are off for you. Yep, these should be. There you go. So, dual 20-pound cylinders, freshly filled. You don't have to wait. You don't have to get them filled. Automatic changeover regulator. You could see it's pointing that tank. It's going to pull from this tank first. If you were to have them both tanks on and this one were to get emptied, this will automatically switch. The little diaphragm in here will open up, causing it to switch to pulling from this tank. However, this doesn't rotate, indicating it has switched. So you have no way of knowing that it's switched. And the reason I make people aware of that is you could be halfway through this tank, and you still, since this is pointing here, you're going to think, oh, I'm still running off of this tank. So keep that in mind. And then some people think if I put it in the middle, it's going to pull from both tanks equally. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. We get a lot of people telling me, we get a lot of people coming in with it like this. It doesn't work. It's one or the other. Just pick a side. A 7-way, this is what's going to get hooked to your truck to allow the trailer lights and brakes to work. Chains, obviously, you're going to cross them. Right here, you got a breakaway. So this cable will get undone and hooked to the back of your truck. So if any of this were to come undone, if your hitch were to come undone from the trailer, it's going to pull that pin out of the box, activate the brakes on the trailer, keep everything okay. Manual tongue jack. You can upgrade to a POW one. If you would like a POW one, let someone here know. Talk to the parts person. They can schedule a install for a power tongue jack. And I'll tell you what, power tongue jacks are great. Hand cranking this thing can get tiring. It can be a pain in the butt, especially since this is what you use to level your camper. That's right. Do not use your stabilizer jacks, which we will show you in a few minutes. Do not use those to level your camper. You will break them. You're going to use this to level your camper front to back. If you want it level side to side, as you're backing in, you got to back it into some blocks under your tires to get it level side to side. Once it is level, that is when you can use your stabilizer jacks. See up here? And that crank I was telling you, that goes on the end right there as a backup for your stabilizer jacks. So this top one should be the front ones, yep. So it'll do one. One will kind of make contact to the ground, and the other one will. And they will snug up, and that's it. Once they're snug to the ground, that's where you want to stop. There are self-resetting breakers in there. So if you were to overextend them, it'll trip that breaker. You gotta wait for it to reset. If the breaker didn't react in time or something like that, you might amp out the motor. And if you just keep trying to do it, you might bend these jacks if you try to pick up the weight of the trailer. That's why I said your tongue jack is to level it. Your stabilizer jacks are to stabilize it. These are not levelers. I just like to make sure people know, because we have people come in with broken ones and try to say they just broke. They don't break out of nowhere. You have to break them. Something I noticed that I missed, and easily go back, you have a light switch right there, the black one. That is for these LED lights, accent lightings you have up front. All right, moving along, your awning is adjustable. Kind of difficult to do one-handed, but you do have a little chart here, very easy to do. You got these pins on either side. Push these pins in. As you're pushing those pins in, you're going to grab right here and pull this way or push that way. And you're going to raise and lower the corner of your awning, and you can do the same on both sides. If you adjusted them and they're different when you adjusted them, make sure they go back to the same position. They don't necessarily have to be the original position, but as long as this arm is in the same position as that arm, you should be okay. Now, it's good to adjust it if the sun's in your eyes, or if it's raining, you can lower one end to have water pitch off to the corner rather than all the way to the side. Awning does not stop automatically when you open it. This is, you have to let go of the switch when you see it look like this. That is all the way open. And nor does it close automatically when it's windy or rainy. So that's something you will have to keep an eye out for. If it gets super windy or super rainy, roll your dang awning up. And if you roll it in wet, as soon as you get the chance to, as soon as it starts getting sunny and drier out, roll it back out, let it dry off. You don't want it holding moisture. Group 24, not group 24. It's a little getting lost. GFCI protected outlet. All your GFCI outlets are in the same circuit. If one were to trip, all your connected GFCI outlets are going to trip as well. And we'll show you how to reset that once we go on the inside. Freshwater fill. This is where you stick your hose in there. Don't jam it in there. Just rest it in there. That's where you're going to fill your onboard fresh tank. If you're going somewhere that didn't provide water, this is where you will fill your onboard tank up. Then you will use your pump to pull from that onboard tank. Definitely recommend draining your tank after every trip. To drain it, you're going to have to get down on the ground. Usually it's right here. That's going to be your drain for your fresh tank. So you just, I think there is some water in it, so we will open that up. Yep. And that's your drain for your fresh tank. Alright. Exhaust for your furnace. Just keep it clean. They do make screens for these. Fridge again. Keep it clean up in there. I even recommend popping this off, cleaning back there. If you're going to use the fan on your range hood, make sure you open this so that actually there's somewhere to vent out to. If not, just close it. Do have an outdoor kitchen. Sink, mini fridge. Mini fridge works just like your standard fridge. There's a strap for this, so you do want to strap that. So we will make sure we'll strap it down to you right now. There you go. This only works when you're plugged in. Outdoor grill, you have a propane quick disconnect. That's going to get hooked to that right there. There's a valve on there you have to open too as well. So you'd slide this out, plug your hose in, and then all you do is turn those to light these with a barbecue lighter, match, cigarette lighter, whatever you have available with you. Alright, then you do have another GFCI protected outlet. Remember what I said? They're all connected. And a Kill-Wax outlet, so if you wanted to have a TV outside, that would be something you could do. And these are slam latches, so you just kind of want to give them a good push. Make sure they latch. Then, last thing on the outside, black tank flush. So when you're draining your black tank, you can hook a hose up to here. There's a small nozzle built into the tank. A little sprayer on it, so as you turn the hose on, it'll kind of spray the tank down a little bit, kind of flush everything out, because residue sometimes sticks to the walls of the tanks, and that can usually be a big pain in the butt to get off. So having a black tank flush is a massive help. Alright, we'll come on into the inside. We talked about the awning. Let's show you the controls for the awning. Right here are your awning controls, in or out. Little tip about these awnings, like I remember I said, they don't stop automatically when you go out. If you overhold extend, if you look, now it's rolling the fabric the wrong way around the tube. Now, if you want to get it out, you have to hit in. I'm hitting in and see how the awning's going out. Now it's going in. So that's how your awning is. You just want to be careful. We've seen some people roll up, do some warranty work, and the awning is rolled the wrong way around. Just keep that in mind. Light switch here does nice LED lights underneath your awning. They are bright at night, so that's good. One in the middle, you're pre-wired for the WineGuard Wi-Fi Connect. You don't have it, but you're pre-wired. We'll show you the little pamphlet that's hanging from the ceiling for that. More light switch here. One on the left does your main lights. One on the right does that porch light right there. Like I said, awning controls and side controls. Another GFCI protected outlet. Light switch for the bedroom right here. Bedroom's very simple. You have an outlet on either side of the bed. Ouch. On both beds, above them. Both sides you have lights. So if you wanted to bug your partner by turning the light on over and over and over again, you could totally do that. Spot for a TV, power, coax, as well as spot to mount it. Right here, you could go, you know, there's a stud there. I can feel a backer right here, nice and stuffed there. I'll be careful, since there isn't a sticker on this wall, mounting one to this wall. This is an exterior wall. These walls are bonded, meaning it's the outside layer, foam, the framework, and then the inside layer is all pressed together. So there may, since there's no sticker, there may not be a backer here. I would stick for something right here because you can feel it's nice and solid right there. You do have storage up underneath your bed. So you can pop that open, lift up. You got some storage underneath there. That's going to be your hoses for your built-in vacuum. We'll show you that as we go. Let's put these covers back. Your door, you want to make sure is like this when you travel. When you want to use it, just unbutton it. All it does is slide open. Open and close. Definitely, like I said, make sure this is like this when you travel. Nice bench area. Sit down to change your shoes, hang up coats and whatnot. Another outlet. You can use this as a station to have your phones charging. Thermostat, very simple. First thing it'll ask is what fan mode do you want, auto, high, or low. Definitely recommend just leaving it on auto. Auto is going to allow your AC to cycle on and off at its set temperature, which will keep it from overrunning, which keeps it from freezing up. For example, if you had it on high and you had it running to 60 degrees, once it senses it's 60, it won't shut off. It'll just keep going. Eventually, it'll freeze up because there's a freeze sensor in there, and the condenser will freeze up. You just have to wait for it to thaw out. Then you can run it again. That's why auto is going to prevent that. Hit it again. You're on cool. Cool goes all the way down to 55. Hit it again. Furnace, your furnace goes all the way up to 90. Another little piece of advice with these, they can be a little finicky. Sometimes if you accidentally hit up and down at the same time, it switches it to Celsius. All you gotta do is hit up and down again. It goes right back to Fahrenheit. Unless you're more comfortable reading it in Celsius. Microwave works just like a standard microwave. Only gonna work when this camper is plugged in. Folding cooktop right here. Put up and back. Once it's back, it'll double as like a secondary backsplash. Very easy to light. Turn to the flame. Twist your sparker. Lights right up. All three burners work the same. Oven works a little differently. Turn that to the flame. Push and hold. As you're pushing and holding, you want to turn your sparker. And then what you're looking for down there is that pilot back there to get lit. And the nice thing about these Furrion ovens is they work off the sparker. Once the pilot is lit, you can then turn it to your desired temperature, and you'll be good to go. If you plan on cooking again in a few hours and you don't want to have to relight your stove again, or oven again rather, if you turn it off but turn it to this flame, it shuts the burners off, leaves the pilot on. I highly recommend turning the pilot off before you leave your camper for more than 30 minutes. And before you go to bed. You just don't want a lit pilot left unattended. Because we know what could happen if there was a gas leak. Something could happen, so just don't leave pilots lit unattended. Fridge, super simple. You have on or off, auto, or gas. Definitely recommend just keeping on auto. Auto is going to default to 110, so if you're plugged in, that's what it's going to use. But if you were to lose power, any way, shape, or form, this will automatically switch to running off of propane for you. Now, unlike your standard fridge at home or the mini fridge outside, these do work through a different process. This fridge will take anywhere from 8 to 10 hours to get to operating temperature, depending on how hot it is outside. If it's super hot out, it's going to take even longer. And the last little tidbit for these fridges, if you keep opening this fridge to check what's in there, open it, oh, I don't want what's in there, close it, come back 5 minutes later, do the same thing, it's gonna warm up quickly, because every time you open this door, it's losing all the temperature. And what I've been told, and they could be rumors, but what I've been told is, for every minute you have that fridge door open, it takes anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour to get back to its operating temperature. So keep that in mind. Radio acts as a standard definition DVD player. So if you mount a TV in here, you can plug these in there, play a DVD through here. Controls for your radio and your DVD portion of the radio right here. We will put that right underneath your radio. So you power it on. Different zones. Zone 1 is inside, so you can turn the inside speakers off. Zone 2 is outside, so you can turn the outside speakers off. Presets 1 through 6. Push and hold to save your presets. Pause, play, stop, rewind, fast forward to previous track, previous channel, next channel. Bluetooth, mode selection, you have auxiliary. Headphone jacks you probably won't ever use. USB doesn't interface with this, it's just so you can charge your phone. Very simple radio. Spot to mount a TV, you have a backer here. You'll plug your TV in through here for your coax. If you're using your antenna, make sure that's light on. If you're hooked up to cable, turn that off. And a power outlet for your TV right there. Couch turns into a bed. A little bit difficult to demonstrate one-handed while filming, but we'll do the best to explain it. Take this cushion off, set them aside, both cushions, set them aside. Lift up underneath here. As you're lifting up, you're going to lift up and out. It'll create like an upside down V that'll eventually lay flat. Those legs you unfold, set them down on the ground here. Then you just fold this back pushing down when you're complete. Table over here, similar thing, turns into a bed. All you do is lift the table up, pop them legs off, rest the table right here, and then play puzzle with your back cushions to fill in that gap. Light switches here. One on the left does LED lights in those cupboards. One on the right does the light above your dinette. Top bunk, 200-pound capacity. Light above there. Emergency exit here. Another light there. Right below here, another outlet. Propane and carbon monoxide gas alarm hardwired to the 12-volt system. No batteries you have to really worry about changing for that. It is hardwired because, so like I said, it was hardwired to the 12-volt system. The only time it'll give you low voltage chirps is if the battery up front is dying. Up here you got your vacuum, so you open this. This is where you slide your hose on. Switch for it. And then to drain it, not drain it, but empty it, put your finger in here, pull this, pull out, and there's a bag for it. And I do believe you can buy replacement bags from here, I think. Right below this, breaker box, all your breakers for your 120-volt appliances, all your fuses for your 12-volt, so you have a bunch of 15s. So I recommend keeping some spare 15s. Coming in through here, got your monitoring panel. You can read battery. Battery's always going to read charge when you're plugged in. Fresh, as you saw, we were draining the fresh tank, so that number will go down. Black, gray, galley. Like I said, that second gray tank in the back is galley. Galley is kitchen sink. You have your controls for water heater on gas and electric. You can run either or both. If you can run both, that's fine. If you're going to run electric, make sure you do have water in the water heater, or else you will burn out your heating element. And then you have your controls for your water pump. That's what you're going to use when you're pulling from your fresh tank. You turn your water pump on. Light switch for in here. GFCI protected out. This is the outlet you're going to hit reset on. Access to the outside to the bathroom, so you don't have to cut all the way through this camper to use the bathroom. Toilet, it's very simple. There's a pedal right here. As long as you're pushing it, it's going to keep flushing. Shower, very simple. Just turn the knobs on, pull this up, divert it to your shower. Do have a fan in here. Recommend running this fan when you take any sort of hot shower, or any sort of shower really, just to keep the moisture off the walls. A few more things on the inside, then we'll be done. Smoke alarm right there. Uses your standard 9-volt battery. If they'll start giving you those low voltage chirps, that's throwing your battery in it. Right here, you have a vent, but it's pre-wired for a second AC. It will be a non-ducted AC. It'll be the kind that just have the knobs on the ceiling. And then a few more things. Fire extinguisher right there. Every camper has one by its entry door. And then this right here, this is that little pamphlet I was telling you about, how you can get the Winegard Wi-Fi antenna on the roof. Alright, well that concludes our virtual tour of your Heartland Mallard M312, I believe. M312, M312. Yep. Hope you folks found this video informative. Hope you folks enjoy using this trailer. I really like this Mallard a lot. I like how the bunkhouse is nice and wide bunks. You could sleep theoretically 2 more in there. It sleeps a lot of people. So hope you guys get a heck ton of use out of it. Hope you guys enjoy using this trailer. And until next time, goodbye.